think we're live. Let me just double check. I'll pull it up on my phone because sometimes comments don't come up. Yes, we are live. Awesome. So, welcome to our coffee. I've got my coffee. I've just brewed a fresh one and oracle card reading. So, how does these work? Because this is the first one. I've been thinking about this for a while and what to do. I have headphones in at the moment because normally I don't, but it is school holiday time and kids are home and they are making noise. It's like they can be quiet all morning, but then as soon as you get on and do something, they make noise. So hopefully you can't hear them. They're all in the kitchen at the moment talking loudly, so hopefully this blocks out the noise. So how this works is these readings are for the collective. So what that means is if you're called to see this, that means then there's messages in this for you whenever you watch this video. It also means that some of the messages, I'll pull a few cards, take what works for you, what resonates with you. It's really an intuitive practice for you as well to see what resonates with you. And you might, like I know when we do readings in the temple, because that's where we do our one-on-one readings with women. There we do dual actually, so they get a card reading of both Dave and I. Is sometimes you can be listening to somebody else's reading and go, oh, hang on a minute, that sounds like me. You get that, oh, hang on, something just I don't want to say trigger because I use trigger for more for shadow work, but something just sort of perks you up and go, oh, that sounds like me. If that's the case, then there's a message for you in that. So even when you can listen to other people get readings, if you feel that intuitive pull or that nudge or anything like that, then there is a message for you. Awesome. Thank you, Nelly. They are really freaking loud at the moment, especially the boy because he's got a deep voice now. You can really hear him, so I was really tempted to yell out, so thank you. So with these readings, just really use your intuition and feel that nudge, whatever that is for you. It might be a vision, it might be a feeling, like a gut feeling, like a pull, or your ears might prick up and you just get that real sense of go, oh, hang on, that sounds like me. If you get that intuitive guidance, then that message is for you. So let us know below. If you're on the replay, say hello. It'd be great to connect. These readings are live because I'm going to put this on this is Facebook, YouTube after this, but it'll be a replays. But I'm going to do the lives in here in the Intuitive Priestess Community. Had a blank then. So come along. Let us know if you're on the replay and let us know what resonates for you as well. And again, always follow your own intuition above anybody else's, because that is the one that is your own personal guidance and GPS for your life, and it's just tailored just to you. Okay, so these are the cards I have. These cards are Solitary Witch by Lucy Cavendish. So actually Dave was reading with these for a while actually, and we have a fair few decks. There's lots of decks that we have, and you go through stages and different parts of your growth and all that sort of stuff that really resonate and others that don't. And so you sort of go through different cards and all that sort of stuff. Could be just my ADHD brain and just having some fixations and then going off them and changing and all that too. Could be that too. But anyway, so Dave got some new cards and he was saying that he really resonated more with these new cards rather than these ones. And I'm like, oh, and then he goes, do you want to have a read of them? And I'm like, oh, actually, yes. I didn't really resonate so much with them when we first got them, but I do now. So let's see what comes up. So to do them, it's just about tuning in, getting grounded as much as you can with kids home and making noise in the background. But you can still, it's still actually really good to practice tuning into your intuition when there is noise around, because when you're out and about and just life happens, it's not always peaceful and quiet, and or definitely not with children. Do you know what I mean? So it's really good at times to practice to really tune into your own intuition and really get to know your intuition and really get to know your body and how your intuition comes through. And that's why next week we've got our 5-day journey, tapping into your intuition as well. The replays will be available in here. So, all right, so what's our first card? Put these down. And I've got my coffee. We always go, oh, that's interesting. The maiden, the mother, and the crone. Oh, I love the maiden, mother, and crone. The triple goddess. So, what messages are coming through on this one? Oh, this one's about, so we have different aspects and different phases that we go through in our life, especially as women. It's, and the triple goddess stages vary for some people in their own belief system. So for me, you've got your childhood, you become a maiden when you first get your period. A mother can be, to go through the mother phase doesn't necessarily mean you have to physically give birth. You could adopt children, you could be a step parent, you could just have fur children, or you could be mothering and nurturing a career, or parents, or loved ones, or anything like that. So the mother phase isn't just necessarily the physical aspect of having a baby. And the crone, well, this is debatable, can be when you go through menopause. Well, when you hit menopause, there's perimenopause, which can go for a very long time beforehand, and then you can get to menopause. Some people add another phase in there. I particularly don't. So yeah, so I feel like this one is about really embracing all of you and really looking at how you feel about you, and it's also about embracing. It's about unconditional love and conditional love, and really, it's like we really like to love the good qualities about ourselves and even other people. But the thing is, as humans, we have a shadow side. You know what I mean? We do get angry, we do have hurts, we do have pains, we do have past traumas. So this is really looking at all of you and really loving all of you. But I'm feeling too, this might apply to someone else in your life. Is someone annoying you or getting on your goat and just really irritating you, or is it something that, like a habit, or just they do something or say something and you're like, oh, that really annoys me. If that is a case, that is a trigger, that is something within you, and you're being called. And especially at the moment with the way that all the eclipses and the planets, we've got Mercury in retrograde, so Mercury in retrograde can really play havoc with our communications, our electronics. It's a time of rest, rejuvenation, and reflection, and a time of really slowing down, and really kind of like a winter period of going within and just sort of to recalibrate. But we don't really do that a lot. So if you're trying to steam ahead and finding that, hey, it's not working, it's not happening, it's because also too you've got the energy, the energy of the planets, and then you've got all like the eclipses and all that sort of stuff. So the energies are quite intense at the moment. So you may be finding things that maybe didn't annoy you in the past are really annoying and super annoying, and others are a bit edgy and all that kind of stuff. So it's a time when that happens, it's about really looking at why are you being triggered. Now, when we get triggered, it's not a nice feeling, it's a heavy feeling, it's a normal part of having feelings and being human, but it's a reflection of you. It's also an opportunity to sort of go, oh, okay, so I'm feeling annoyed that this has happened, this person is doing this, so what is that reflecting within me? What is coming up for me? How am I feeling? Do you know what I mean? It's not necessarily asking the other person to stop doing what they're doing, unless it's detrimental and it's abusive and all that sort of stuff. There's always exceptions to the rules. But this is about looking at what comes up for you. So especially at this time, it feels like a lot of stuff is just coming to the surface, and it feels like it's not gently coming to the surface, it's really rushing to the surface. So it's kind of like it's getting a bit overwhelming and all that sort of stuff. So, and that's why with Mercury retrograde, it's a really good time to take some time to rest and rejuvenate and reflect. Really, I'm feeling reflection is a really big one. So a great way to work through stuff is to really sit down with a pen and paper and go, I'm feeling annoyed because, or I'm feeling pissed off, or I'm feeling frustrated, or I'm feeling angry. These are all normal emotions. We're a spectrum of emotions, and it's what we do with them. I did a video on YouTube about being angry, and I spoke about how it is normal to have these feelings. It's what we do with them, whether they're good or bad. But the goal and the idea is to work through them. And so with the things that are coming up at the moment, it is about working through them. When we stuff them down, we're denial and we're bypassing, right? And the thing is, we're stuffing it down, and it's not going anywhere but down. It's still within us. It's still stuck in the body. It's still stuck in the energy, and it will come up. It won't move until you move through it. Kind of like the bear hunt, you can't go over it, around it, you've got to go through it. So a great way I'm feeling is reflection at this time. Really reflect on what's coming up for you. How does this feel? And generally what comes up and what is triggered in the present moment, generally, because there's always exceptions to the rule, generally stems from something that we were conditioned with it from our past, especially in our childhood, something that's been placed on us. And a lot of that stuff as children is completely out of our control. Might be parents, siblings, influential people that were around us. Everyone's influential around us as a child because we're a sponge and soaking it all up. So really, if things keep coming up, they're rising opportunities. The universe will keep presenting opportunities or annoyances or frustrations, and it'll keep bringing it up, and in different ways, giving you the opportunity to work through this, to heal. That's what we're here to do. We're really here to heal and really to heal those things and uncondition and undo those conditionings and really be more connected to our true essence, to our spiritual self, to our intuition, more of our divine self. So let's see, without dropping all the cards, what other messages there are. Shadow work is challenging, but at the same time it is very rewarding, because what happens with those past hurts, pains and traumas, they continually play out in our unconscious and subconscious, and affects us at every level without knowing. Once upon another time. Oops, I've got lights on. It's bloody hot on the lights. I'm feeling, again, this is something about letting go in the past. It's about letting go of the couldas, shouldas, wouldas, the hopes and expectations of what we thought things were going to be like. Do you know what I mean? We can get really caught up in, I thought in my life by now I'd be doing A, B, C, but I'm doing X, Y, Z instead. It's really, I feel like this is sort of kind of mourning or grieving something that didn't happen. And so with that, it's kind of like, yes, grieve it, move through that grief. And because grief isn't just about someone dying, like, yes, that's a huge aspect of grief, but any ending generally can have those feelings and emotions of grief, right? So whether it could be an end of friendship, disconnecting from toxic family members, a job, or a hobby or activity, or just an example is, as parents, we go through lots of endings with our children, like once they sort of they finish the nappy phase, or they finish or they're not stay at home anymore, going to school. I know there's a huge one when they start going through puberty and they go from wanting you all the time and in your face and up in your grill to they don't want to talk to you, or they grunt at you and trying to get a conversation out of them. They sort of have this really big personality change. It's like, what's wrong with my kid? And then you realize, it's just puberty. So they go from being on you all the time, up in your grill, wanting you to do everything for them, to then all of a sudden, I know the world and I know everything and all that kind of stuff. So, there's a lot of different endings, even in parenthood and even in relationships and, all this kind of stuff. So, honouring those feelings. And again, things at this point in time, with all the energies going on, everything's raising to the surface. So, it feels like a bit of like a tsunami though, like with the energies, because they're really, really potent. So this is really about looking at bringing yourself really into the present moment and really letting go and really moving through that ending of things that haven't happened and not going to happen at this point in time. So, if you've got that expectation, you thought you'd be in a different place now or whatever, holding on to that feels like it's really blocking you from where you are at the moment, and it's really blocking you from moving forward where you are. And also too, when grief is a process and it's to be moved through. Some grief is harder to get through and can be really challenging, but at the same time, life keeps going on, right? We're not meant to be stuck in it, right? And that's what this kind of feels like. It feels like when we're mourning an aspect of ourselves that we wish was, we get stuck in that mourning and we're missing out on the present moment. We're really and we're also adding to our energy. When we're sort of stuck in that, then our energy, those energies of grief and endings, and there's hurt and anger that comes with grief and sadness and all that kind of stuff, then they're really heavy energy vibrations, right? They're not good or bad, they're just heavy, right? It's what we do with them that matters. Like if we're going to take it out on people and be abusive and all that sort of stuff, that's bad, right? It's the actions we take with it. But if we're going to work through it, then it's a really good thing because we're growing and we're learning and we're healing. And that's what we're meant to do as humans. Just because we go to school as kids and all that doesn't mean we stop learning as we get older. People stop learning and they get really stagnant and stuck in their ways. No one seems to like them. So this is about constantly learning and growing and evolving, right? So I feel like this is really about stopping and really honoring those feelings, letting go of what could have been, but also to, when you allow endings to happen and you move through the endings, then you allow the new good stuff to come through. It's like you can't move through a door if you're stuck on one side of the door. You can't get through if you're stuck. So this is asking you to move through that door, let go, surrender, really honor those feelings, work what needs to come through. And so you can move through. If you want those new beginnings and those new amazing things to happen, well, endings need to happen first, right? It's a process of birth, death, and rebirth. It's a cycle we all go through. We're cyclic beings, especially women. We're very cyclic. The moon's cyclic. The earth is cyclic with the seasons and everything like that. So, endings are a part of it. I just feel like we're not really taught at a young age how to move through and how to work with our endings and to really process those heavy feelings and emotions and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like there's some good things on the other side, and it's just about going, okay, this is where I am now, this is how it is, it wasn't how I planned, but that is okay. There's still some amazing things in my life. What are some of the amazing things in your life now? It's about stopping and taking notice of the good things that you do have in your life. We can get very caught up in the past. We can get very caught up on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or what didn't happen, or what you really had dreamed of, but it didn't turn out that way, because life is quite different in reality. So this is like, so what are the good things? What are the unexpected things that happened that you didn't know that were going to happen, that weren't planned? What are the things that really light you up in your life? What are the things, and it could be big things or small things, it could be having children, having a partner, having amazing friends or family, or a home, or a job, or a career, or, it could be a really great coffee, or, it's a rainy day and like I just opened up all the windows and I'm like, I hate the rain on school pickup. But I don't like the rain falling on me, on my skin. It really is irritating to me. Like my skin just doesn't like it, but I have very sensitive skin in that way. It's a hypersensitive nervous system. But opening the windows and watching the rain, and I was just listening to it, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so nice. That is so good. So it was stopping for a few moments while I was waiting for the coffee machine to heat up, and just really taking notice of Mother Earth and the nature sounds. So what in your life really lights you up? The good things in life, stopping and, smelling the roses. The witch's house. Maybe you can see the house. Hopefully you can see the house in the end. Up the back there's a house up there. A bit hard with the lights. Anyway, alright, so what's this one? Okay. I feel like this is about your home being your sanctuary. Your home is where, it can be hard when you've got little humans or other people, but find a space in your home. Your home is supposed to be your safe spot, your sanctuary, your place where, you can take your bra off and you can let it all out. You don't have to watch your P's and Q's. You don't have to be on your best behaviour or socially acceptable behaviour and still being kind and, all that sort of stuff. But this is really about really looking at your home. Again, we're talking about rest, rejuvenation and all that sort of stuff. So, take a look around. What things in your house, do the things in your house light you up? Do they bring you joy, you know, or do you have things in your house that you've got up, like say on the wall or on your shelves, that, you know, somebody gave you something and it's kind of like, oh, I've got that up there because, you know, my mother-in-law gave it to me and it's yuck and I feel obligated to have it. Just get rid of it. Like, seriously, it's not worth it's your home, it's your energy, it's your sacred space. So create it so that way then that rest, rejuvenation that we're talking about, especially with Mercury retrograde, it flows more, it's allowed to happen more. But if you're in a space where things don't light you up, it's not it's like an expression of you, right? You know, it might mean that at this time some things mean decluttering. Like, I know for me, like, we can go through and we do a lot of decluttering, especially when, you know, having 6 children over the years and all that sort of stuff, and as they grow and, you know, they change, so does their likes and what their needs are and all that sort of stuff, and so do Dave's and mine. So, you know, we seem to all, like, every couple of months have trailer loads of crap to throw out. I don't know where it all comes from, but it's also to letting go of things that don't suit anymore. So, you know, it might be picking I'm just going to pick this up because it's here. You know, I might be picking up a crystal, which, no, I don't get rid of crystals. But you might pick it up. So you can pick something up and go, again, use your intuition. You know, does this light me up? Does this feel good? And if it doesn't, put it in the pile. Get rid of it. You know, it's no point having it, holding on to it. It's about... you know, again, it's that whole thing of, if you want the new stuff and the good stuff and the stuff that lights you up and feel good to come into your life, make room for it, right? I do recommend with decluttering, just start off small and then just do bit by bit, because, you know, when you pull a whole room apart and then you get halfway through it, because it can be quite cathartic, because it also is energetic. It's, even though it's physical, but it also works energetically, because you're getting rid of things. Everything is energy. You know, Einstein even, you know, E equals MC squared, everything is energy, and it's just at different vibrations and different matter, like as in physical matter. So everything has a vibration to it. So, you know, if you've got a lot of things in your house that don't resonate anymore, or you don't like, or whatever, that's a lot of energy of stuff you don't like. And that really, you know, and everything affects, all the energies affect each other, right? And you can tell, like, it's like going to someone's house and, you know, you can tell they've had an argument, but even though they're talking and smiling, you can sense that they've had an argument, and it's like, the energy. Or, you know, you walk in, you know, when you walk into some places and you just go, whether it's a house or a shop or just a park or whatever, and you can just go, it's really off here, I just don't like the energy. Like, actually, there's like a park the kids like going to, and there's a block of toilets there, and I said to Dave, I hate those toilets. They have the most ickiest, eeriest feeling. I don't know if anything bad's happened there. If the kids need to go to the toilet, I'd rather just leave. Like, even if I go in with them, I just like, and I've been in dingy toilets before and all that sort of stuff, but these ones just have a really, and he goes, yeah, I agree on that. So, you know, it's like, I don't like the kids going in there, because even if I go in there, it just has a really icky feeling, like, you know, and even I just don't like them. They just really, so, you know what I mean? So everything has that energy imprint on it as well. So does your home. So really creating a space, and that could be easier said than done, because I know, like, when the kids were little, like, especially with our youngest, like, she trashed the place. So all our good stuff went into our bedroom, and we had a gate. We had baby gates on absolutely everything with her, and everything went in our bedroom. And then over the last couple of years, we've been able to finally put things back. So you've got to make it work for you. So your home is your sanctuary. Your home is your place of you to be you, where you don't have to watch yourself. You just get to be you, utterly and completely you. So what is in your home at the minute that does that support you in being you and allowing you to relax, to rejuvenate, to rest, right? So, you know, really look around and go, oh, I don't like that, and just do little bits of decluttering, or just tidying up, or, you know, dusting. I mean, I do that once or twice a year. I'm very slack like that. Gotta love the ADHD brain, you know, and chronic illness. So, you know, it's really just looking at it and going, how does this feel to me? Because things can look clean, but how does it feel to you. Really tap it into your feelings, tap it into your intuition. You know, you can go into one of your rooms and just either sit down or stand in the middle of the room and close your eyes and go, how does this feel? How does this room feel to me? And just really taking a couple of deep breaths to ground and center, and then just really taking notice of your energy. Is it feeling light in here? You know, and if that's the energy, you know, that light, loving, relaxing, calm energy, then beautiful. You know, and even, you know, or is there something in here that needs to be shifted or changed? Do you know what I mean? You might come with heavy feelings, bit off feelings, icky feelings. You might feel it in your gut, you might feel it in your head, you might feel it in your throat or your heart chakra, or you might feel it in your big toe. Really just taking notice of your body. Your body communicates to you all the time. What's something else? And it's gone, don't you? I hate that. Perimenopause brain. Love it. Not? Okay. Is there anything else? No, I don't think there is. So, all right, we'll just pull one more card as an overall card. I was going to do 3, but I'm feeling 4. There are other conversations. So this is about. This one's about. This is about having conversation with spirit. And so this is about listening to your intuition. This is about, but it's also getting to learn how does your, and we're going to go through this next week in the 5-day journey. I think it's on Monday, tapping into your clairs, and really knowing what your intuition is, because intuition comes through differently for everybody, because it depends on how, what abilities that we're more tapped into and our bodies are tuned to. So for me, I'm claircognizant, so I find information comes through, things just pop in, so it's a clear knowing. I tend to say I know a lot, and it's generally not that I know a lot, because actually I don't actually have that belief. I have the belief the more I know, the more I learn, the less I know. So, but things will just pop in and I'll know things just randomly, and you know, the more that I've worked with it and tapped into it, the more I can sense it and feel it. Also too, you know, but then, you know, especially when I do readings, I don't always, it's not just always a knowing. I can get, you know, I can get vision, so clairvoyant, so things will just pop up as in a vision. So you might just get a vision of something. So generally when I get more the clairvoyant when I'm reading for a person. So I'll get a vision of seeing them doing something, you know. It's normally just like a photo. I can see you sitting by a fire, or I can see you sitting on the couch, or I can see you cooking. And they're just like flashes of photos for me. Some people see movies. Sometimes I'll hear things. For me, they're not necessarily clairaudient. They're not like how I'm talking now. Very rare. On the odd occasion, you'll hear something I do, but which just scares the crap out of you. But it's more a conversation in my head. But it's not with me. Sounds crazy, but they're not. And if you're hearing voices, remember your intuition always says nice things. It says positive things, loving things, compassionate things, empathetic things. It may give you warnings like stop, don't go through that green light yet, and another car flies through. So it could be that. So it'll give you warnings, but your intuition will never tell you you're a bad person, you're not good enough. That's your ego, that's your inner critic. It won't tell you to go do something harmful. So, you know, if you're having hearing those kind of voices, please seek medical attention, because that is not intuition, that is medical stuff there. So that is a real big distinction when learning what your intuition is. Your intuition will always say more of the lighter stuff. It will never tell you you're a bad person, you're a terrible person. Again, it might say, stay away from that person, you know, watch what you say to that person. It may give you warnings as to protect you, but it won't tell you to go do something harmful or hurt someone or hurt yourself or anything like that. That is not intuition. That is not spirituality. That is mental health stuff on that. So looking back at this card, there are other conversations. So I'm feeling like Spirit is trying to communicate with you. Are you listening? Or, you know, the thing is when we will talk about more of this about next week, is you know, when we've got a lot going on and a lot happening, and we've got a lot of, when we're in our survival mode, right, which is our flight, fright, and freeze, you can't hear your intuition because your body is in that mode of, no, I need to survive. Our body is really amazing at keeping us alive, and the extent that it will go to keep us alive. But when we're in that survival mode, that is its focus. It's a tunnel vision in just getting through, just getting by, just making sure you're alive at the end of the day. Your body, your brain is about keeping you alive. Like, there's so many dangers and all that sort of stuff, so your brain is just constantly doing that. We overuse that. But when we're in our thriving mode, so our parasympathetic nervous system, when we're in our rest and digest is what it's generally called, but it's where we thrive, where we rest and we relax and we're more calm, we're more centered, we're more grounded. When we're in that mode, then we can definitely hear our intuition. We can definitely hear spirit more. It's easier to connect more. It's more easy to ground and be more present in the moment and all that sort of stuff. I am feeling too with this one too, take notice of signs. Are you noticing things like things that are repeating coming up, whether it's a song or you might hear words or a name, or, you know, what is repeatedly coming up for you? And if something is coming up but you're not sure what it means, you know, like sometimes I'll hear a song, you know, like for example, like I might hear my mum passed when I was 17, so I might hear a song and while I'm in the car, and then I might see a number plate with her name on it or something like that. That actually happens, and you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, hi, Barb, you know, and I might just tap into it, or you know what I mean? Or if something keeps coming up, I'll be like, oh, that curiosity, that 2-year-old curiosity, why is that coming up? What does that mean? Is there a message in it for me? And then again, really listening to your intuition. So, you know, and also too, take notice of your body. Your body communicates to you all the time. We're not really taught to tap into our body. We're just, you know, in our patriarchal society, we're really taught to listen to our logic and, you know, search for the answers, you know, externally. But the thing is, it's very detrimental, and it's very detrimental to the feminine, to the female. You know, we are feminine beings if you identify that way. But even men can tap into their feminine energy. Feminine and masculine energy has got nothing to do with your genitals. It's an energy, not a physical thing. So, but generally, but not exclusively, women embody that feminine energy, and that's what I'm more about, is about embodying that feminine energy, you know, that more softer side to us, that more intuitive side to us, that more creative side. Still very powerful. It's still, you know, like, let's look at it like the patriarch, and the patriarch is a shadow masculine, and, you know, let's look at how that's been done for the last couple of thousand years, and how the world is and the shape of the world is and all the crap that goes on. It's not working. So, you know, it's, you know, I'm really passionate about women really healing those wounds and really embracing their intuition and being guided from a more intuitive way, because that's just how we are. That is our true essence. And, you know, leading from intuition allows us to make decisions more aligned, and having that trust. It's that trust and faith in ourselves and in our intuition that allows things to go more smoothly, right? If your intuition takes you down some road and you're like, oh, this turned into a bit of shit, it's taking you there for a reason. It's taking you there because there's something there that is needed to either heal, to grow, to learn. You know, how many times have you gone, oh, do I listen to my intuition or do I listen to my head? You go with the head because that's what we're conditioned to do, and then later on you want to just kick yourself in the butt because you didn't follow your intuition. So the more that we can listen to our intuition, the more life is more smoother, and more when shit does hit the fan, there's more resilience there, and there's more, you know, we can tap in more into our own inner strength as well. So, and yes, you are more intuitive and can connect with spirit more than you realize. Again, those limiting beliefs, that inner critic, you know, really tapping into it, and it's that unconditioning, and it's a process. And the more that you practice tapping into spirit, the more that you practice tapping into your intuition, the easier it gets and the more it flows. It's like, and it's one of those things with your intuition. It's not something that just do a workshop or just read a book and that's it. It's an ongoing practice. It's like a muscle. It's like you just don't go to the gym. It'd be great if you could just go to the gym for a week and that would be it, and you just kept it that way. It's one of those things you've got to keep working at, you know, being fit. You know, you've got to keep going. It's like, you know, as a human, to survive, you've got to keep eating, you've got to keep drinking. You know, it's not just something you do once and that's it. It's something you've got to keep doing. And your intuition is no different. So the more that you put into it and the more practice that you do and have those little trusts, it's baby steps. It's not about taking those big, ginormous leaps. It's about just taking those tiny baby steps each day, or not each day, you know, it might be a few times a week, but hey, it's better than nothing, you know what I mean? So the more that you tap into your intuition, the easier life gets. And even when shit does hit the fan, because it always will, that is life, that is the cycle of life, there is a lot more resilience there, and the fall isn't as hard with it. All right, so that is our card reading for today. So we had the Maiden, Mother and Crone. Good having a light. Hang on, off I go. Oh, there we go. Once upon another time. And the Witch's House. And there are other conversations. I feel like that's a really good one. So watch out the space in the Intuitive Priestess Community for next week. So I can't remember the date. No, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th of April. We've got our 5-day intuitive journey to connecting with your intuition, which I'm really super excited about. Alrighty, this has gone longer because I talk lots. So if this resonates, let me know what was your big takeaways from this, and I look forward to connecting with you more next time. Lots of love. Bye.